One afternoon, around June 2018, during the last 10 minutes of my overtime work, biglang di ako makahinga na maayos at naninikip ang dibdib ko. I began to panic. Anong nangyayari? Bakit di ako makahinga na maayos? So I started shouting to my office mates asking for help. I suddenly thought, atakein na ba ako? But that attack only lasted for 20 to 30 minutes. So I've been working as an executive secretary for different government officials for the last 5 years. I was their stress and shock absorber. Kung may galit si boss sa iba, ako yung napagbubuntungan. I was so stressed that I developed shortness of breath, palpitations, nausea, insomnia, panic attacks, and a lot more for a year. I developed a fear of being alone. I started crying for no reasons at all. Sa loob ng LRT, sa jeepney, sa bus, o di kaya kahit late nights, yung hindi ako nakakatulog. Worst, my family and workmates were so fed up with me. So no one believed my situation anymore. I remember when I was trying to sleep, I heard my sisters talking. Ayaw lang yan maghugas ng pinggan. O di kaya ayaw lang yan maglinis ng bahay. I know a lot of you can relate that being a bunso means halos lahat ng household chores ay sa'yo mapupunta. Kaya iniisip nila, I just want to get away with it. But I am really not. Sa work naman, I remember how my janitress shared to me that my workmate still backbites me about my condition. Kesyo favorite daw ako ng boss namin, kaya pinapayagan ako mag-absent parati, ang arte ko daw, iyak daw ako ng iyak, ang dami ko daw excuses, kaya minsan kasi napupunta sa kanila yung work ko. So, sabi ko, kailangan may gagawin ako. So, I consulted 4 medical doctors, and all of them diagnosed me with gastroesophageal reflux syndrome, or yung tinatawag nila GERD, or acid reflux. Diba? So, I took medication for 1 year. But nothing happened. Walang improvement. I was still experiencing the same symptoms almost every day. So until the 4th doctor suggested or recommended me to see a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist, sabi ko. Loka-loka ba ako? So I was so in denial back then, even if at the back of my mind, it tells me na baka nga meron ako mental health issues. So alam niyo naman dito kasi sa Pinas, di ba? Mental health awareness is really not a thing. So, I started researching home remedies or supplements that will help my condition. So, while researching, I suddenly remembered Usana. So, I was a user way back 2015, and it helped a lot in my monthly period. So, alam kong hindi gamot ang Usana, but it helped me before, so I considered it as a medicine. I was misinformed back then. So all I thought, supplements are medications. That is why after consuming 1 pair of essentials, isa lang ha, at dahil naging regular na rin ang period ko, hindi na ako nag-try na uminom ulit. Kasi nga, namamahalaan din ako pag mag-reorder ako. But since I was so desperate, nasa na mawala na yung mga attacks ko, naalala ko yung kakilala ko na nag-Usana. So, it started with just a Magnical D and Essentials last July 2019. Then, napresentahan ako ng buo, and I started to like the system and the extra income it can give. Naisip ko, need ko ng distraction. Kaya, it was just the start of my journey with Xtrm 111 and Usana. So, I started part-time. So, sinisingit ko si Usana after work, pero yung the same symptoms kept visiting me almost every day. And because of my fear of being alone, lalo na yung bumiyahe mag-isa, hindi ako ma-attend ng trainings. So one night, while sleeping, I suddenly woke up and screamed because hindi ako makahinga na maayos. So I could hear my heart beat so fast na parang feeling ko, sasabog na siya sa tenga ko. So my sisters rushed me to the hospital, and upon checking my vital signs, it was all normal. So the doctor told me that I am experiencing panic attacks and that I should calm down because no one could help me at all except for myself. So, hindi ako mapakalma ng doktor until she decided na turukan ako ng pampakalma para kumalma ako. So that happened, yung situation na yon, it was a wake up call na I needed to see a psychiatrist na nga. And so, I visited a psychiatrist, and yes, I was diagnosed with severe anxiety disorder and slight depression. So the doctor told me to distract myself, and you know what? Yusana was an answered prayer for me back then. So sabi ko, ito yung makapag-distract sa akin. Kaya after work, I make sure that I attended trainings and embrace the system of Xtrm 111. So, nagsasama ako ng downline para hindi ako matakot. O di kaya, sinusundo ako ni upline para lang makapag-commute ako papuntang office at makapag-attend ng training. So, I was very overjoyed because I found a new family na hindi ko nakita sa government work ko for how many years. And my condition eventually improved. Bihira na lang yung attacks. And then time came na mas lalo akong nag-e-enjoy sa USANA kaysa sa full-time work ko. So during my first few months in USANA, I achieved a lot of things at alam ng iba yun. So it was a very smooth sailing of journey of success. So PPPS in 1 week, tapos sa remarkable sales, consistent income, tapos director in 3 months, tapos I hit my silver directorship on my 4th month, and then with a re-entry, and then more and more business centers. So dollar income, di ba? So sabi ko, ang galing naman. So sobrang saya ko that time. That you know what, for a part-timer earning so much, it was really very overwhelming. But then, you know what? It wasn't all roses after all. Challenges started distracting my amazing journey in USANA. So I was too overwhelmed with my results that I sometimes forgot to pray and to be grateful for all the things that I have achieved. So I was just so absorbed with the dollar income, nakakala ko hindi matatapos. Nakakala ko tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Then COVID came last year, di ba? And it affected everyone. So nag-lockdown and everyone shifted everything to online. So it was indeed something different. Pero yung Xtrm system at saka yung USANA, they are really prepared as always. So they are used to handle situations, di ba, positively. Tapos, ang maganda pa dyan, we focus on the solution and not on the problem. So, while others are struggling, while other companies are struggling, si USANA is emerging, di ba? So, I was in constant communication with my mentor and upline to talking about my plans for my business. So, pero dahil lockdown at home base, kinakain din ako ng pagod ko at nadadala rin ako sa emotion ko. So, akala ko, just like Xtrm, kaya ko yung challenge. Pero, nag-start na ako mag-attract ng negative things. So, dumating ako sa point na gusto ko nang mag-stop, gusto ko nang mag-quit. Sa simula, akala ko okay ako, pero deep inside, I was not. So, I started feeling down and disappointed. Tapos, some clients whom I trusted, biglang naglaho. And dahil nasa employment ako, uso yung tinatawag nilang gives. 2 gives, 3 gives. Pero yung mas nakakatakot pala, yung tinatawag nilang no give. Pandemic daw kasi. Ganun na lang ba yun? So, it was like, I made the wrong move and I made the wrong decision na magtiwala sa ibang tao. You know, the worst nightmare pala was just about to happen. Akala ko, okay lang ako. Pero hindi pala. So, a lot of you may know that I ran for gold directorship last July and August. So while I was busy hitting it week by week, my family fell ill, including me. So we were developing symptoms of COVID-19. We never went to the hospital to check. So we were just in constant communication with our family doctor. And he advised us to just stay at home. He respected our decision not to get swab tests and just do home quarantine for 2 weeks. At dahil mild lang naman yung symptoms namin, observe lang muna daw at pumunta na lang sa hospital just in case may severe na nararamdaman. So we did not go out for 2 weeks. So sa takot namin na malaman ng mga kapitbahay na we are developing symptoms, we tried to hide it. Especially ako. Nag-iisa na ako di ba? Hindi pwede na magkasakit ako at maging biktima ako. So you know what? I don't know what to do at that time. I think that was my 3rd week of run. So nahihirapan ako mag-present because my throat was really hurting. And my fever was really on and off. Naapektuhan yung mindset ko, na kapag nalaman ng iba na may sakit ako, ano na kaya ang sasabihin nila? So natakot ako magbenta. Tapos yung my family who was so negative ever since, mas naging negative dahil nakita nila gising ako hanggang madaling araw para mag-prospect, mag-present, mag-message, at saka magbenta ng Yusano. Na parang dapat daw, nagpapahinga ako instead at nagpapagaling. Pero hindi ko pwede silang isipin Kasi kahit nahihirapan na ako, go lang ako dahil manghihinayang ako sa lahat ng efforts ko. At kung bigla akong titigil, 'di ba? At kung yung upline mo ba naman ay si Mentor Eman, for sure hindi ka titigil. So he keeps on uplifting me at naniniwala ako na di ako pababayaan ni Lord. Kaya tinuloy-tuloy ko lang. So, sobrang sama ng pakiramdaman, pagod. I really wanted to give up na on my last week to go. But, I just can't. Dahil gustong-gusto ko nga talaga siyang ma-hit. But, one of the most painful experience was the day before the cut-off of my final week. So, my father started having difficulty breathing at that time. And then, sa oximeter, nakita namin how his oxygen saturation dropped from 95 to 68. So yung nasa isip lang namin that time ay fear, takot lang talaga, takot. Kasi we just realized that our family has actually the virus has actually hit our family even without the test. So we rushed him to the hospital. So I was in Zamboanga City that time. And Zamboanga City seems like they are not prepared for COVID. So isa lang yung hospital na nag-accept ng COVID. And dahil mababa pa naman yung case, yung hospital, they are not really prepared at all. At dahil walang critical patients pa. And I was the one who stayed with him in the emergency room because no one from my siblings were brave enough to go with him. So I already told Mentor Eman na hindi ko na talaga kayang ihip. Pero di niya ako pinabayaan. Di rin ako pinabayaan ng upline ko na si Coach Mean and my amazing leaders, lalo na si Coach Mavic. So I was so grateful to them. They are the one who comforted me while I was still in the hospital. And tuloy lang din ang game planning on what to do on the remaining points. So grabe talaga, di ba? Power. Kasi ika nga, the show must go on. So with my team's effort, finally, nahit ko yung gold directorship that Saturday. So major promotion. You know what? I should be happy, di ba? And I should celebrate. Pero hindi ko kaya that time. I can't even absorb the said promotion. Kasi kasabay ng congratulatory messages ay yung message na COVID positive yung father ko. So yung congratulatory message did not sink in. Yung nag-sink in lang at nag-absorb yung mga worries and fears. Tapos we were put on lockdown na talaga. And people from our neighborhood started to gossip about our family. Kasi Nakakatakot yun eh. Kami yung first na family na tamaan doon sa subdivision namin. So, we don't have communication with our father who was already critical at that time. Hindi na rin siya makapagsalita. Tapos, I remember recording a message for him kasi hindi namin kaya mag-video call sa kanya. Sabi ko lang sa kanya sa video message, video recording na, na-promote ako sa business ko and pagaling ka kasi dadalhin pa kita sa mga travel incentives na hihit ko. Pero you know what? 3 days after he was confined, ang bilis lang eh. He succumbed to the deadly virus. So, grabe. I could still remember the last words I told him when I left the emergency room. Nagsabi ko lang talaga that time, nung Friday na yun. Pagaling ka ha. So, you know what? Sobrang sakit. Kasi we were not able to talk to him when he was confined. Tapos, we were not able to see him in the funeral. Tapos, we were not able to bid our final goodbye. We were not able to say our final words and have our final respect for him. So, my father was one of my deep whys. I could still remember all his hardship for us sa kanyang mga 8 children. So, gusto ko talaga mag-give back. Kaya tinuloy-tuloy ko lang talaga kung ano yung ginagawa ko ngayon. Alam ko, he was somehow negative with what I am doing. Kasi alam niya kung gaano kahirap. And he is also a businessman. Ika nga niya, lagi niya sinasabi sa akin, anak, pag sa employment kasi, meron ka nang hinihintay na sweldo every 15 days. Diyan kasi, walang kasiguraduhan. Kailangan, matibay ka. But he knows that my heart is really into entrepreneurship. He is silently cheering on me na kahit pa nahihirapan ako or every time na inaaway ako ng mga kapatid ko, andyan siya. Minsan pinapalakas niya yung loob ko. So after he died, I totally lost enthusiasm and energy in my business. Nag-start na ako mag-attract ng negative things. Tapos, everyday, problema yung nababasa ko. Tapos, I started to shut down my phone. I shut down even my social media accounts. I shut down myself to other people. So, parang feeling ko, ako yung biktima. I blame other people. I blame everyone. I even blame you, Sana, for what I am going through. Tapos, I judge my uplines. I treated them as my enemy. Tapos, I started to detach myself from Xtrm 111. Hindi ko alam bakit eh. Pero yung feeling ko, yung parang it's me against the world. So, I was telling myself, ito na ba yung kapalit? Or ito na ba yung sinasabi nila na mga challenges every time you run for a promotion? So, ito na ba yung kapalit ng gold directorship ko? And that developed a fear of running. Na baka nga may worse pa na mangyayari kapag mag-run ako. And because of that, I lost my confidence. And I gave up the run for the leadership summit because of that fear. So looking back at that time, all I can say talaga is I am really ungrateful. So nakalimutan ko na, aside from my father, he survived the virus. Na 11 kami sa bahay. That we were tested negative sa swab test. Tapos, I forgot to be grateful sa major promotion ko. I forgot to be grateful sa mga taong tumulong sa akin at tumulong sa run ko and even sa pinaka-lowest moment ng buhay ko. So, I forgot my extreme family na all out sa pag-help out para maghanap ng vaccine nung nangangailangan kami sa Zamboanga City. Nakalimutan ko rin yung mga taong nag-pray. Dahil sobrang sakit nung nararamdaman ko that time. So I was really crying every night, asking the Lord Almighty, why am I experiencing this? So I asked for forgiveness for all my lapses. So I felt like I wanted to apologize to the people I have hurt. I wanted to open up, pero nauna yung hiya. So I just kept praying to him na to make me accept everything, to make me be grateful and to help me back and to help me get back on my feet. So until one day, unti-unti, prayers are being answered. Parang miracle nga eh. Kasi randomly, verses of the Quran or the Holy Bible just keeps on popping up on my social media accounts. And I remember this verse. When God desires something, when God desires good for someone, He tries him with hardship. So, you know what? It was like an alarm clock. A wake-up call that woke me up from a very deep sleep. So, day by day, nagpa-pop lang yung mga verses na yan na feeling ko patama sa akin lahat. Then I realized how ungrateful I was. So little by little, I am getting back on track. Trying to bring back the positivity on me. So I started communicating with my uplines. I apologized to them. Tapos, I started opening up everything. Kasi nga, di ba, communication is the key. Hindi mo kailangang mag-isa. At saka, you can't be stuck on that painful experience. Kasi you need to help yourself get up because, you're still alive and there are a lot of people who needs you. So after my father's death, my family often have sharings of learnings. Tapos, it somehow deepened our relationship and had our ties stronger. So nawala man siya, but his teachings remains. Na yung death niya, it gave us the opportunity to love each other more and to appreciate each other more. And one thing, mas nakita nila yung value ng Yusana nung after nangyaring lahat. So yung 2020, it was really a roller coaster ride for me. I have experienced all kinds of emotions. Yung saya, tapos biglang baba, yung mga ganon. Tapos, I realized that you will always end up victorious if you choose to be one. Kaya it might be a very painful challenge. It helped me become more grateful, even to the smallest detail. I remember when I was still having a hard time, I talked to Mentor Royce and Press Han, and they advised me to put into writing all the things that I am grateful for before I go to sleep. Lagi to tinuturo na extreme, di ba? Pero, hindi ko to ginagawa, hindi ko to sineseryoso. Kasi for me, it was really corny. Pero you know what? That activity has helped me a lot in coping up. Sabi nga nila, in every hardship, there are also positive things around. But it is only us who will choose kung ano yung i-look natin, kung positive ba or yung negative. So yung that time, laging negative yung titingnan ko instead na positive. So I know God loves me. Masakit man ang pagsubok na binibigay niya sa akin. But it made me somehow better version and a stronger one. I start to believe that He does not burden any soul more than He can bear. So to all of you who are listening, if you encounter similar challenges, whether big or small, choose to be grateful. Kasi God loves you. He loves all of us. I am sharing to you my story. I am sharing to you a piece of me. So that if ever you experience similar to this, but I pray that you won't, you know what to do. So do not let fear control you. So God does not change the condition of people unless we change what is in ourselves. So I chose to make a change in my day-to-day life. So kaya nga ika nga nila pag nawawala ka sa landas, just find your way back to the Lord and He will never get lost again. So that may end a life, but never a relationship. So up to this day, my father had taught me a very valuable lesson. So you may not be with me physically, but you will always be in my heart and in my mind. So this is Karim, one of your coaches, and this is my story. Thank you very much and see you in Athens next year.